Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
If you could pass one law that would make most normal people furious at first, but would clearly make society better in 10 years, what would it be? Have the US government pay for all elections. No private or corporate money is allowed to go to campaigns. But then how would lobbyists get the special interests laws passed? Ban lobbyists. Parasites with wallets. Require everyone to retake a basic driving test every 10 years, if not less. I would like that, but we absolutely need to build infrastructure to deal with the people who won't be able to drive anymore. You can't just confine someone to their home without having some method of helping them get groceries and to doctor's appointments and all that crap. Disabled people already face that. I can't drive, so I have to live in a major city where where's transit. Thankfully I like cities, but it's also expensive. Yes, there would need to be transit in that situation, there should be anyway. Advertising and marketing needs to be 100% truthful, can't be deceptive or make up words, and the names of companies and products need to be very obvious and can't be mistaken for something they're not. This would change the world. From gambling to toothpaste. I'd go further and outlaw advertising in 99% of spaces in general. You should only see ads if you seek them out intentionally, like opening a catalog. I printed off my tax return yesterday and there was an entire page advertising for the website I used to file a commercial in a tar return. Exclamation mark. Zero for profit, hospitals, schools, law enforcement, and prisons. Any service that you can't actually shop for, most healthcare, utilities, public services, doesn't follow the rules of the free market, thus should not be for profit. And utilities, like water and sewer, natural gas, and electricity. Anything posted that has AI content, even your random picture of nonsense you put on Facebook or something, must have a disclaimer to being AI content or there are heavy penalties involved. Threat of misinformation is already bad without AI. If it goes completely off the rails, we are all fucked. Like a watermark logo on it recognizable by all. One logo on the upper right corner, for example. Always, every time, so that everybody knows. I think multiple watermarks. I noticed that Sorrow-i videos often get posted and people just blur that one section. Right to repair, law that's actually strict. Manufacturers, phones, appliances, cars, farm equipment, medical devices, must sell parts, tools, and repair manuals to owners and independent shops at fair prices. No software locks that brick your device if someone else fixes it. No, authorized repair only, monopolies. I don't see normal people getting furious about this one though. I agree, when I was a dental assistant we had an X-ray machine that would repeatedly hit me in the head. The amount of concussion I got was stupid and it was all because of one loose bolt. If we tightened it ourselves, the warranty was voided. It took them months to send someone out to fix it. Every day that thing would swing back around and hit me in the head. You can either charge a subscription or have advertising revenue. No more double dipping. Originally I was gonna comment and say that normal people wouldn't be pissed off by this, per the prompt. But then I remembered that in the US businesses are legally people and they definitely would be pissed off by it. So fair enough. Mandate that companies clearly show total lifetime cost of a product or service upfront. Subscriptions, maintenance, replacements, everything. I know Sony will never go for that. They've already said your game purchases are actually just long-term rentals. I love my PlayStations, but Sony fucking sucks. I never understood the problem with digital games when they first came out. My BF ranted and insisted on having physical copies. Now I get it. End to corporate personhood. Or, the business is totally a person, meaning the corporation can be imprisoned, the company stops existing for, let's say 10 years. All board members cannot be on any other board for 10 years and it comes up on their background check. And if a company kills a lot of people then they get executed. The company is dissolved, assets go to victims and employee benefits like severance and pension. And the board cannot be on a board ever again. It should turn up on their credit and criminal background reports. This is what I've been saying. If a corporation is a person, then a person should go to jail when they break the law. You start putting CEOs in prison instead of giving them golden parachutes, things will change quick, fast and in a hurry. Require all social media apps to limit users to 1 hour of login time per day. That'd definitely piss off a lot of people. Definitely would piss off people whose job relies on social media. Luckily I don't give a fuck. That would cause riots, but it's hard to argue it wouldn't massively improve attention spans and mental health long term. That would cause riots withdrawal. Pretty much. Every elected official has to live 1 year getting by on whatever benefits and safety nets their community provides for the least among them. Corporations too. Everyone should have an undercover boss moment while having to live in the conditions of their employees. Abolish privatized, for-profit prisons. I would hope people wouldn't be furious over that. The law and order types would absolutely rally against this. They'd paint it as liberals letting violent criminals go free even if that's not how it actually works. Healthcare to be for health, not profit. Healthcare to include the entire body, like dental, vision, cancer. Don't forget mental. I find it so crazy that dental is not included in health insurance. Do you? I'm sure you do. Know how many bad things happen to you with shitty dental care or lack of any at all. Like your jaw ain't that far from your brain and infections travel fast. The best paid person in a company cannot make more than 10 times as much as the least well paid. Edit, including consultants. People cannot be companies, or paid as trusts, or any of that bullshit. No, that doesn't mean a company paid to come in and mow the lawns is then an employee. There will be an independent legal panel who will examine any unusual or outlying cases. Second edit, this really proved how messed up capitalism is that people can't see how helping others is a good thing. Loads of people can't imagine paying people more than minimum wage. Companies out there making billions in profits for shareholders while people starve. Why is this okay? Here comes CEOs as consultants. Other way around. You have multiple layers of subcontracting. The company has like 10 people, including the CEO, all making millions. It then has a white-collar subsidiary for people making $75,000 $750K per year, and then some other lower-tier subsidiaries, contractors for those making under $75,000. Mandatory, free education, through high school all the same, then given the choice of whether to go into traditional university, trade school, or an equivalent. Honestly, if this pisses you off, then you probably lacked education. Gestures at 1/3 of USA. Stop allowing people to buy more houses than they need to live in. This but apply it to corporations. Ban online gambling. Nothing turns me into a Puritan faster than a DraftKings commercial. DraftKings are doing for gambling addiction what Juul did for nicotine addiction. All personal privacy data that has been collected must be immediately deleted, and any company found collecting personal data in THR future will be immediately shut down and all their assets distributed to their registered users. Make it illegal to talk on speakerphone in public, or play anything on your speaker in public. I was in the a few weeks ago and a woman came in playing some god-awful music on full volume. She couldn't even hear the lady trying to check her in, and the 3 people next to me were all playing different shows on their phones with the volume up. I was super sick and had to wait for 5 hours with that nonsense. Get rid of Citizens United so high-dollar donors can't unduly influence elections. This would get very little pushback from the normal citizen. I see a lot of CEOs give a lot of pushback. And anyone with a net worth of at least $1 billion. No cigarette sales to people born after the 2nd of August 2008. This date will never change. Current smokers over 18 are not affected. Every year it will get harder to get cigarettes. In 50 years nearly impossible. As a smoker, I say no cigarette sales period. Save me from myself lol. It helped me to say not yet and try to go 5 more minutes without lighting one. Been cig-free for 3 months. You can do it. It gets easier but never really goes away. New Zealand actually did this, but then the government changed and they repealed it. Red, in the pockets of the tobacco companies. Banning businesses from owning single-family homes. Mandatory publicly funded elections. No private funding allowed. Period. I have an alternative proposition. Taxes on homes are exponential. Small for the home you live in, double for a secondary home, quadruple for the third, etc. Rich people would hoard less housing, or contribute money which could go to social housing, and any company would make no money trying to own more than 2 houses, making it not profitable. Without banning companies from owning them, what's to stop me from making an LLC to purchase every home past my first? They would all own 1 home and be taxed normally. No statute of limitations on child rape and molestation as a federal law. That's one of the main reasons Trump isn't being prosecuted. Now, that is already a law in California, Illinois, NY, Montana and a few others, so if we can prove one of his victims was raped in one of those states then we'll start cooking with gas. Why would that make normal people furious? I'm okay with it. For real lol. This is a law that would make non-normal people furious. Wait, there's a statute of limitations on those crimes. What the fuck? Oh yeah, my father abused my sister for 13 years, but he only got convicted for some of the years because the rest, Red, when she was 4 to 12 years old, fell outside the statute. He admitted everything, even the abuse when she was 4, and got 20 years. It should have been life. Universal health care in the United States. I got into a couple of arguments with Americans about this. Apparently some of them oppose this model because of personal responsibility, as in you should be responsible for your own health and I shouldn't pay for your medical expenses through taxes. I genuinely don't understand how someone could have such a position. I'm betting those are people who have never had to deal with a major medical issue in the US. 80% of the responses in here are things that everyone will be in favor for, which is missing the entire point of the thread. Lol, right, here I am like, ban personal vehicles, ban smartphones, ban social media. Businesses aren't people and don't have rights. Businesses can't lobby politicians. Level funding for schools across the country not based on property taxes. Going from statewide school funding to local district funding really screwed over a lot of kids. Ban child marriage in all 50 states, regardless of parental consent, one law that would make most normal people furious at first. Oklahoma had a ban bill on the docket a few years ago. It didn't pass because they were worried about pissing off religious pedophiles. As a child bride, I approve this message.